What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer, giving you guys another Battlefront 2 gameplay commentary. Today we're playing Team Deathmatch on Hoth, and it's been almost 2 months since I played Battlefront 2 last, so yeah, my skills are kind of rusty, but I still do good. I think I go like 13-5, which is just below 3 KD, so that's not too bad considering that it has been a couple months since I played the game last, and this was my first game back. And the reason why I'm playing Battlefront 2 today instead of the usual Call of Duty video that I make is that I'm starting to get a little bit tired of Call of Duty. I want to try something else. I have made 2 Battlefront videos in the past and they've done really well, so I thought why not make another one? And for today's video, we're going to have a really interesting conversation about the future of the Battlefront series, because it has been a while since the release of Battlefront 2. Almost 4 years ago this game came out, back in 2017, and we have not had a new game since. But between Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, it was only a 2-year difference, and a lot of people were thinking, because Battlefront 1 came out during the release of The Force Awakens and Battlefront 2 came out during The Last Jedi, a lot of people figured that we would get Battlefront 3 around the release of The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, but that never happened, which definitely came as a surprise for a lot of people that EA would just not release a game during one of the biggest movies in the entire franchise history. But they didn't, which I think is a good thing because the game would have been rushed, it would have sucked ass, and because we didn't get Battlefront 3, Battlefront 2 lasted a lot longer and got a lot more content because the game was supported for a while. They didn't end support for Battlefront 2 until April of last year, so it had a good 3 years of support, which I think was pretty good. I know a lot of people were very upset when it was announced that the game would no longer be supported, but me personally, I wasn't too upset when they cut support for Battlefront 2, because the game at this point stands on its own. It's a complete game, it's a full game with plenty of content, so many maps, so many heroes, a wide variety of game modes. I think at this point we can consider Battlefront 2 to be a complete game that didn't need more content. It would have been nice to get more content, but it wasn't a necessity like Battlefield 5. When they cut support for Battlefield 5, I was really upset about that because there was a lot of work left to be done with that game. But they abandoned Battlefield 5 so they can work on Battlefield 6, and if you're stupid enough to pre-order the game after what they did to Battlefield 5, I don't know what to tell you. You're in for disappointment. But I'll save that conversation for a different video because we're talking about Battlefront today, not Battlefield. Though Battlefront and Battlefield are developed by the same people, DICE. So it is important to kind of talk about both when we're talking about one, because what happens with Battlefield is going to affect Battlefront. And it seems like at this current time, they're all focused on Battlefield 6. That's their main priority. And I don't even know if they started working on Battlefront 3 yet, because even though it's been 4 years since Battlefront 2's release, it's only been 1 year since they stopped supporting it, and since that time, they've definitely been focusing all their resources on creating Battlefield 6. So I'm not sure if they even started working on Battlefront 3 yet. Maybe they got like some work done, they got some concept art, and they have an idea of what they want to do with the game, but I think it's going to be a while before the game is ready for release. I don't think it's going to happen in 2022. 2023 is more likely, because I just don't see the game being ready in time for next year. There's a chance they're going to rush it and make it a broken mess like they have with other games like Battlefield 5 and Battlefront 2. Those games were not even close to being ready when they launched, but they released them anyway. So there's a chance that EA is going to do that shit again. Give us Battlefront 3, even if it's not even close to being ready yet, because it's a live service. It's okay for them to release a game broken. They can fix it later, right? I hate live service games so much, you have no idea. Either way, I'm very confident that Battlefront 3 is going to happen at some point, which is very different from what I said in my Titanfall 3 video, where I'm like, I'm not sure if Titanfall 3 is ever going to happen, but I am very confident that we are going to get Battlefront 3. There's no reason why we won't, because Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 did extremely well. They sold a lot of copies, and they're 2 games that still have a lot of players to this day. Even Battlefront 1, you have full servers. So they're definitely going to want to continue to build off of that success in the future and create a 3rd Battlefront game, and maybe even a 4th and a 5th one even further down the line. But I think when we do get Battlefront 3, it has the potential to be the greatest Battlefront game yet. Imagine if Battlefront 3 is even bigger and has even more players than Battlefront 2, which is very possible since Battlefield 6 is confirmed to have 128 players, so they might do the same thing for Battlefront 3. So the maps are even bigger, the warfare is even bigger, it's even more immersive than the previous games. That would be so fucking cool. Another thing I'm thinking that we're going to get in Battlefront 3 is another era of Star Wars. So in Battlefront 2, we had 3 eras. We had the original trilogy era, which is what you see on the screen right now, the Empire versus the Rebels, the prequel era, the clones and the droids, which is my personal favorite, and then you also had the sequel trilogy, which was just a reskinned version of the original, basically. It was the First Order versus the Republic, the Resistance, whatever the fuck they're called. I don't know, because I hate the sequel era so much, I don't even want to talk about that. But that's one thing that definitely made Battlefront 2 a lot better and a lot more enjoyable than the first Battlefront game, because Battlefront 1 only had that one era of Star Wars, which was the original trilogy era, but Battlefront 2 had all 3 eras of Star Wars, which meant you had all the heroes that came with those eras, all the planets, and it just really added so much to the game. Imagine if Battlefront 3 took all 3 of those eras, but then also added another one, maybe the Old Republic. Oh my god. I'm exploding in my pants just thinking about that possibility of getting Old Republic in Battlefront 3. How fucking epic would that be? I think if the next Star Wars movie does take place in the Old Republic era, that means there's a really strong chance of Battlefront 3 also having Old Republic content in the game. Because like I said earlier in the video, Battlefront tends to go along with the release of the movies, so if the next movie takes place during the Old Republic era, we're probably going to also see the Old Republic in Battlefront 3. So yeah, those are 2 things I think we're definitely going to get in a Battlefront 3, if Battlefront 3 is going to happen. Larger player counts and a new era of Star Wars. And I am very confident in my belief that Battlefront 3 will happen someday. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but we're definitely going to get it eventually. When we do, I hope it's even better than Battlefront 2. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. Let me know in the comments down below, when do you think that Battlefront 3 is going to release, and what features do you hope to see in the game? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future videos. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.